we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone at home, welcome back, or should I say welcome to the Critical X Presents Valorant Milestone series, powered by Loco, here with the host Blackjack and Baba Gusta. Folks, we are here for what is finally the culmination of this wonderful tournament that we have been following for the last 3 months throughout the Level Up series, and now we're here finally with the top teams in the Milestone series. It is finally time to see which one of these teams is going to be going forward and claiming the victory. It's been a long road, as I'm sure we can tell you all about in the coming days and the coming week, of course, of Valorant that you are about to witness. Myself and Baba Gusta, of course, we're very excited to bring these games to you, but more importantly, we're also very warm. It's been a very warm summer, and it's only the beginning of summer. Is anybody else feeling that heat? It could just be from the fact that these games are also really, really amazing, or at least they're going to be. They're going to be heated, they're going to be fiery, and they're going to be barn burners of matches, let me tell you right now. So, with all of that preamble out of the way, Baba Gusta, how are you feeling on this fine early evening?
Well, Jack, to start it off, I'm doing absolutely fine, and also can't wait to see how it's going to work out here in the milestone event. And talking about the grand finalist who did succeed in their, on the matchup of Level Up Series 1, we had FSE Sports and Team Row, which currently we have some changes on their team names. And then Level Up Series 2, we see Blind Esports and No Gas Esports. And last but not the least, on Level Up Series 3, Reckoning Esports versus Team Today. So we have all 6 teams here, Jack, and only one will be crowned as the champions for the milestone event. The total prize pool of it is a total of 1,50,000, I believe. That is quite a lot of prize pool to be going down there, and quite exciting to see what's going to happen next year. We have, we have all the best teams here, especially talking about Reckoning Esports, who did make their attempt on Level Up Series 2, but unfortunately couldn't get to succeed against No Gas Esports as they lost in a best of 3 matchup in semifinals 2-1. No Gas Esports succeeded that matchup, and now in Level Up Series 3, they did, however, succeeded in getting the spot. But again, they lost against Team Sudesh on the Grand Finals best of 5. At that time, we had another caster who was amazing at it too. 2 to 3, best of 5, and Team Sudesh has won the decider map, which was 3-2. I believe it was on Ascent, and now, I mean, it's the round robin matchups back again here, Jack. And the first
Hmm.
match, I mean, not just the first match, we still have like 3 matches which will be streamed live on YouTube. I mean, the second and the third match will be streamed exclusively on Loco. But yeah, Jack, looking good, being good, and also very excited for the matchups ahead.
Oh, quite so. I can guarantee all of our viewers at home, we are all very excited to really get into these matchups and really get some good Valorant going. Now, as far as the format of the Milestone series goes, right now what you will be watching is going to be round one, a sort of randomly picked matches between the teams that we have, the top 6 that we have, of course, to sort of give them a little bit of a placement, right? Get some points started. And with those points, they will have more matches decided in round 2. And from there, they will get seeds and they will, some teams will get eliminated if they don't have enough points. And the teams with enough points will go forth towards the playoffs. So it's a bit like a sort of a round robin league system. I think it's called a Swiss league, if I'm not mistaken on that. And yeah, it should be pretty interesting. A couple days worth of Swiss leagues, then the playoffs, and then of course we have the finale, which will of course be BO3 and BO5 respectively. Lots of Valorant to be looked forward for all of our viewers, as well as we are just gonna get started on a few good things, a few good matches, so to speak, here and now. With all that being said, the first match of the night is going to be, there we go, the map pick has already been done, and the first map of the night of the evening is going to be Haven between Blind Esports and Team Punished. This is going to be a very interesting one. Team Punished, of course, for those who are unaware, is former Team Row, and they're going to be playing on Haven.
Yep, Jack. Haven is that kind of a map which has more potential when it comes to defender sides. And when it comes to the attackers, yes, they have 3 sides that they can enter, and you can create a lot of distractions coming along. But Haven is the map where defenders, so specifically where Blind Esports will be the one who will be on defense. They have to pick their agents accordingly and see what suits them best. Now, most of the time, we did get to see Cypher being brought up on map Haven because he's very strong on holding Garage, but currently we've seen some other changes recently. Instead of picking Cypher, you see Chamber being brought up because he has an amazing kit. You even have the alternate pistol, you even have the op, and is also a great agent when it comes to succeeding in most of the eco
Mm-hmm.
rounds. So comboing it with the
Absolutely.
Jet, you have the Blade Storm, and it's going to be a pretty a difficult situation there for Blind Esports to be defending, but it always comes down to the pistol rounds.
I mean, that it does. But before we, really get into the nitty gritty of the matches and the agents and whatnot, let's have a look at both of the
Mhm.
teams that will be for us playing today, folks. On your screens right now, Team Punish, the 5 players from this roster. They are, as it were, as the meme goes, right? Esports teams in a photo shoot, the serious faces and the crossed arms. There you have Blind Esports as well, for all of our viewers at home to really familiarize themselves with the folks that they will be cheering for here and now. And let me tell you, they've got some mean looks on their faces. They are going to be looking to win this match here and now, get themselves started, get the early points, and get themselves a real good matchup ready for the second round. Because things, when they go to the second round, it's going to be, like we said, that round robin stuff and all that. And of course, once we do all of that round robin, when it comes down to the points, that is when things get really, really close. Those point systems and whatnot, if you've seen leagues like these with point system round robin tables, you will know sometimes it gets very close. And the only real thing differentiating either side from the other is, of course, just a few decimal points, just a few numbers here and there, a few points, maybe one extra round lost or something or the other. And that is what differentiates, well, which team goes ahead and which doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the best part about it, right, Jack? I mean, you even have those formats where winning gives you +1. If you lose, you'll not being able to get any points, but it'll help you determine on which seed you'll be able to go up against. Now, just like we talked about the rest of the 6 teams that we have here, we have Team Punished and Blind Esports, we have Fangs and Reckoning, Orgless Syndicate and Team Sudesh. We have all of the 6 teams currently in the milestone event. So talking about it, Jack, I have to say this is definitely going to be an amazing matchup to look at. And talk about the Haven side here. We already have our agent picks. I mean, yeah, we have the agent picks here, especially Retnox with the Jet, Vortex with the Omen. It's just simple. It's just the same ages that we do get to see here time and time again on a map like Haven. The only difference is that you see Dash bring in the Breach and Kawhi bringing in the KO. Now, I mean, in the end, it's just it all comes down to the way how they'll be able to counter those abilities, counter those executions being made here from Blind Esports.
Select your
And
agent.
I'm curious to know what kind of plays that we'll be able to see here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm particularly interested in, of course, Omen returning to competitive play. Now, of course, for those who have been following Valorant Esports, they will know that Omen himself has been here for a while now. It's been a solid month, so to speak. And Omen being such, a strong operator. Well, I say strong agent, but, more like a much better agent than he used to be, especially with the buffs in the patch not too long ago. Of course, I didn't quite get to cast the last level up series myself. I was, a little away, a little busy with things IRL. But of course, Baba and Zach managed to do a fantastic job of covering for when I wasn't there. And with all that being said, Omen, I'm quite interested in seeing. We have an Omen on both sides. We of course have the Sova, the Jet, a few standard picks, even the Chamber for that matter. However, on one side we've got a KO, on the other side we've got a Breach, and with that, agents have been picked. Round 1, the pistol round, is underway.
Yep, round 1 is a go for the milestone event.
Here.
And I have to say, the agents that we're seeing here, Jack, the Omen with the controller, you even have the Breach to provide more aggressive push on the execution. It always comes down to the pistol rounds, and here we go. Already at the starting spot, we're going to see the side of Team Punish taking it nice and slow. Making a decision to go heading towards the garage side. A lot of utilities being placed. Nothing as of now, but Assassin, he is prepped and ready for this execute-wise. There he goes. The C side immediately falls back, and that's actually a good decision, though. Falling back, knowing that he won't be able to commit to that gunfight. They don't want to commit here.
Oh dear.
Immutable and the KO. He gets 2. Here comes Assassin here to get 2 kills. Kawaii and Immutable, both of them are gone. They're trying their level best to hold their ground as best as possible here. Again, we see Team Punish, despite their best efforts for planting the spike. It all comes down to Ayan. He'll get caught up from the concussion. Dash doesn't know this, but he is still patiently waiting. Ayan with the aggressive push. He will get 1. But Dash will come in for the refrag here once again. Blind Esports won't have any problems, though, defending this side. And I have to say, Assassin, great efforts to fall back in towards the garage side. And I have to say, they have made an excellent effort to hold their ground. They just waited for Team Punish to push into the side, and when the time is right, they start to take out players one by one.
That they did. As things stand right now, I was kind of interested in that garage play that they did right outside of the C side. That's where the real push came in, especially from the Chamber with the double kill, right? However, things were not unfortunately gonna ever turn around for the side of the attack. Team Punish, they couldn't quite get in there even with the spike planted, as in the meanwhile, Immutable is in the site. There we go. Reloads the gun, lots of sprays, lots of damage done, but only to Immutable. The spike has been planted, Fox gets it down. The Omen's gonna zap on out of there nice and quickly, leaving the remaining 4 team members inside the spike plant area. Shots are about to be fired through the garage hallway, but here comes Blind, finds one, gets blinded themselves, but they've managed to pick up the Spectre. That's what matters right now. We've got bodies dropping all over the place, leaving only an Omen remaining. And the counter defuse, the defuse of the spike is going to go off. Retnox with the triple is going to find Fox, and that is going to be the second round, going in favor of Blind Esports as well. Good start on the defense right here. Haven seems like it's gonna start off, at least for now, pretty good for the side of Blind Esports. And I do have to apologize, it's been a while since I casted Valorant, so I might get some terminologies wrong and or confused with Rainbow Six. I am still a Rainbow Six caster and a Valorant caster, both at the same time. It gets difficult. Agents, operators, bomb, diffuser, spike, counter diffuser. Yeah, you get the point. It's a whole thing.
Yep.
Regardless, 2-0 right now, as Blind Esports have taken a nice early lead.
Yes, it is, Jack. And the worst part about Team Punish is that they are forced to go in for an eco round on round number 3 because they went in for a force buy on round 2. So technically, for Team Punished, not being able to win the second round, they only have Sheriffs and Classics, especially for the Chamber Ion. The only thing that they can do is try to figure out a way to at least minimize the damage, but I don't think that's going to happen here. Dash already with the early frag to take out the KO. No more of those suppression knives to help the team to disable some of the important utilities. Some information will be given though from the recon dart, or is he though? I don't think that's going to happen there. Yep, there you go. Information being given. Vortex again. Very aggressive person that's going to caught up in his demise here once again. And Fox will gladly get that kill, and plus the upgrade of the Vandal. Gets away safely, and it's a post plant here, back again for Blind Esports. How can they proceed this? They have the weapons in hand, they even have the the Vandals. I do say that Team Punished have the advantage, and just was about to say it, Assassin comes in immediately. Take out one, can he get second? Yes, where's the third? It's gone from dashes. Reach, my goodness. Immediate takedown. Ion gets 2 kills with 1 single bullet, but it's not going to work out well. Assassin will shut down Ion. And I have to say, Team Punish, they almost had that round, even in the eco round, but I have to say, that wasn't good efforts made from them. 3-0, still in favor of Blind Esports.
Again, the plant was stuck. The spike was on the ground, this time in the B side, of course, but it's the post-plant where Team Punish has really been falling apart. Pre-plant, or during the plant even, it was in an equal 4v4, right? Both sides had lost a body. However, in the post-plant, when they were scattering to get into better positions, they fell prey primarily to Assassin, who came around the back, got 1 kill, kind of tagged the Jet, and the Jet, from Team Punish, ran away closer to the B side as well, but then didn't, try to execute on where the shot came from. They just kind of let Assassin push up aggressively, and some would say that that might have been a huge mistake, as we've got the op here, but no, it's not going to work. Immutable's going to get that beautiful climb from the Jet onto the top of the big box in the site. Sova's ult is going to go off now as the spike has been planted, but Wrench is going to get 1 Ion off the board. Dash goes down, so does Assassin. Huge couple of kills right now, as we're all down to Wrench. The last one remaining, the Sova flashed and taken clean of the board. Equinox will make sure of that quick round this time from Team Punish. Absolutely blitzing the site and getting in there, getting the plant off, and making sure in the post plant they did not let up on pressure. And what really helped was getting Retnox off the board and getting Assassin before Assassin could really get going. And it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a slight looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a save coming in from the side of Blind Esports. Look at that, mostly pistols and 1 Spectre. Team Punish, of course, they're going in because they want these round wins here and now. 3-1, they're still not in the lead yet, but they will want to be soon.
Ratnock, for a moment there, he just went so aggressive to take out 1 more. It's not going to work out though. Here comes Assassin once again to take out Fox. Again, some trades been given around from Blind and Punished. It's a 4v4, but still, let's not forget, you still have Ion with the op. Actually, yeah, Ion still has the op in hand, though. And also from Assassin, who's just waiting for those players to pop out right from a long. But for now, we're going to see Team Punished. Just slowly going to take their time with some informations being given and with the trademarks being destroyed from the Sova. We're going to create a lot of distractions. And if this distraction works out in an equal round, it's going to be huge here for Blind Esports. Here comes the execution. Jenny sees Vortex. A lot of confusions though, because he is cornered and he has no idea on who to focus on one. Not going to look out well here for Blind Esports once again. 1v4 as we see Mutable take out Dash. And Wrench has to see some situations in this post plant here. Taking out one, the KO down. Doesn't have the other three information there from C Long. They're just going to play it safe. They know that playing it safe would be the best idea here. And there you go. The shots from Ayan. Let's just say not a problem for Team Punish to be being in that post-plant situations. 3-2, and we see Team Punished slowly gathering up their momentum here on round number 5.
Yeah, things are slowly coming in the way of Team Punished, as it were. They've brought a couple of rounds back now that they are 2-3. Still down, but it's only one round, and really no momentum remains for the side of Blind Esports at the minute. They will be looking pretty good, as it were. Looking pretty strong and feeling good about the way that they have played so far. Once again, looks like it's going to be at least initially a C-heavy push. We've got the drone going in as well. They see the things and utilities being brought out by the Omen. Immutable's going to hide in that smoke, and they're going to push right in. That's going to be Assassin on the board. Did not expect the Jet to push up that aggressively, and that is one down with the spike being planted. This is huge. Once again, this is exactly what Blind Esports has done every single round. They've had the Jet push up, they've had that first kill or the first body lost, and they've gone in for the plant. Every single round has had a the plant of the spike. But we've got Blind pushing back this time around. Vortex and Red Knox get one each as they're pushing in really aggressively right now. But they know that the remaining members have to be on C long. Here we go. The Sova ult is going to come in. It's going to find the diffuser. And some more shots are going to be fired. Red Knox is going to find one. Wrench is going to find another. Shock Dart goes out. But never mind. The defuse is going to be taken care of, because I believe the initial defuse was more than halfway done, allowing it to be saved at that checkpoint and allowing the second attempt to go off quicker. Oh, unfortunate right there for the Sova of the attack. They tried quite hard, but it wasn't to be, as we now are back in a 2-round lead for the side of Blind Esports, 4-2.
I mean, I have to say Vortex, he just stuck the spike. He just made sure that it would be a half defuse so that Blind Esports could just easily manage that situation out. Let's not forget about that wall bang though we saw from Red Knox through the into the seaside boxes. And look at that, Team Punish doing the same thing yet again. Will we see some adaptations being made here from Blind Esports? No, I don't think so. But here's the thing, Team Punish, they've succeeded in every single executes. But the main problem is the post plans, and Blind Esports, they're just playing it accordingly. They know that they cannot handle the aggression being made from C long, so they're just going to use that information and use it accordingly. Again, once again, the flash is being used in Assassin. Still trying to figure out one or two players here, and here comes the push. What's going to happen here? Will Blind Esports succeed this push? I really think so, and here comes Dash with one. Ayan and Immutable still trying their best efforts to hold their ground on the C side. They need to worry about it. The entire C side is compromised. You still have Omen right from behind Fox. Might be able to do something. No, Red Knox denies him, and just like that, they're starting to fall apart. It's just Ayan all by himself. Can he get the frag? 1, 2, there you go! 4K from Ayan!
Collateral! Oh my goodness, that was a collateral! Did you see that?
Yeah! That was a collateral shot. For a moment there I thought, Blind Esports, they had it. They had everything
really
under control.
yeah.
They waited for... Yeah, they even waited for post-plan. They knew that they're going to rush in with the smokes being used. You even know that the Jet is already pushed in by having that control on the boxes. But in the end, that collateral damage from Ayan saved the day for Team Punished, and still somehow managed to gain the economies too here, folks. 4-3, they have their weapons in their hand, and Blind Esports, they have to figure out a way here, because I would say for a total of 7 rounds here, folks, we've only seen post-plan situations where we've seen Blind Esports win 4 of them, but 3 of them went in favor for Team Punished, and most of them I could say those are some clutch moments, especially from Ayan, the first one we saw, and Immutable making a very good job of holding his ground.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a great plays from both sides, and both sides will be kind of happy with where they are right now. The timeout was, of course, called just a second ago. That's why you saw the screen return to us for a minute, and now we're back on the match, folks. These timeouts, of course, they don't last too long unless there are any serious issues, but then that becomes an admin thing, and we sort of become the messengers for the back, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, right now, oh dear me, that's the Jet with an eye, but here is the Marshall. No, not actually going to get the first kill. Instead, it's going to be Blind Vortex to be going down. That's unfortunate. Immutable getting that kill, but Dash is going to come back and find Ayan. That is the chamber of the attacking team taken care of. Oh, the wall bang. Beautifully done right there from Jenny. That's going to be Assassin off the board. One more head to be popped. Yes, Fox is going to get that, and that's Wrench down. So is Dash. Fox with the double now, and the spike as well, leaving Retnox the last player remaining. No push on to C from the side of the attack, even though Retnox is a little hurt, probably through some peek towards mid, maybe garage window, something or the other. Something happened, the mid window, excuse me. That may have been where that action went down, but regardless, 1v4, and they've got an operator in hand. I can say that this time because that is literally the name of the gun, but they've got to peek the corner. There's somebody right there, and that's the enemy Jet. Immutable is going to finish off Retnox and finish off the round 4-4, and the first equalizer of this first match of the Milestone series is now here.
Yep, Jack, looks like what you said was true. Things are about to get hot. Look how Punished has managed their way to equalize it 4-4 in the first half. And things specifically for Punished is going out well in their attack push. And with the timeout being made though from Blind Esports, making the decision to go aggressive from B mid and in towards the garage. They're still trying to figure out a way. It's not working out. Again with the early frag, this time it's Ayan who's going to take out Retnox. Again, not looking too good when it comes to early peaks, but Blind Assassin is here once again to take out the KO. Again, we see some trades coming up between these two teams, but it always comes down to that early picks, and Brent is actually trying to increase that chance, but the only thing he can do is just deal much more damage on Team Punish's end. Again, they'll just fall back. Some weird, I would say, some fake information being given in towards the A side. The stack's been made, and some information from the footsteps should let them determine that they're going to push in towards the B side. Gives the spike to Immutable. It's just a quick plant. And Assassin, he is aware of this. All he needs to do is just find the head of the Jet, but that's so Recon Dot will force him to fall back. Reposition. Look at that. Information being given from Trademark. Here comes the stuns, the slows, but Immutable, he's still alive. He is still alive and kicking. He's just going to fall back in just 30 seconds. He could, however, go into the C set and try to figure out a way. And here comes Equinox taking out Breach. That's a necessary one, though. And in 2v4... still in favor of Team Punish. They could somehow manage this one out, but no, Equinox got too greedy, and Wrench, he might be able to take out the spike. There you go. It's just 10 seconds, 2v2. And Vortex, he knows exactly what's happening here. Ayan, ooh, he still has that side on Vortex. He'll be able to take him out in just 3 seconds. They have to go in for the clutch. Oh, just 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds. All they had to do was take out Wrench, and they did exactly that. 4-5, and Team Punished, despite almost losing that round, they somehow managed to take out the final player. 4-5, and we'll be able to see them in the lead.
I have to say the time management from the side of Team Punished in that last round was not quite the best per se, but they still managed it out, and they still got their, got the kills, got the frags, got the openings, which is the most important thing that they needed in that situation. Now, in this 5-4 situation, we have the first lead that the side of Team Punished has taken in the entirety of this game so far. Oh dear me, the Sheriff not hitting. Jenny absolutely not missing, though. That is going to be Wrench off the board, and the first big kill. Retnox fires back, Fox on the board, but the plant is going off. Assassin finds Equinox, who found Retnox just a second ago, and it's now a 3v3 in the post plant inside of the A bomb site.
Last player
Immutable is going to get that. Ayan is going to get another 2 kills back to back. It's all now on to Dash, the 1v3 for this lone agent sitting in the sewers area. Just gonna have to peek and get his head taken clean off. Nothing no better than that, maybe. Ooh, never mind. Shot teleported. A little clean, a little saucy. I like that from the chamber. And that is gonna be now the lead becoming a 2-round lead for Team Punished. We are rapidly approaching the half, and right now, the way it stands, the side of Punished have won 4 rounds in a row, folks. That is correct. 4 rounds in a row. And look at that. 12 and 11 each to Ion and Immutable. Doing some real heavy lifting. Equinox bringing that up in the mid area with 8. You know, mostly kind of playing between support and frag. What's known as a flex role, if you will. And Blind Esports, of course, they're mostly sharing the kills and the trades between each other. But still, it hasn't quite been enough, especially in the last few rounds. Wrench, gotta find this one, can't. Fox will take that, and that is a huge first drop once again. Alright, the right side seems to be the site of a big showdown. Immutable is gonna get one. Vortex in the meanwhile gets Jenny. That's the KO of the board. And things are looking a little bit more dire, as it were. Dash is going to get that Equinox off the board. It's now equalized 3v3. And here we have the rolling crush, as we saw just a second ago. The blinds, flashes, everything is out there, but not quite gonna find anyone, actually. The match has slowed down significantly. Well, in this round at least. And we've had a couple of these slow rounds, of course. The mid-round itself, of course, was very, very hyped. But the unexpected change of pace has definitely been a little bit odd for me. It took me a second to get acclimated, too. But Immutable is already acclimated to the situation, already inside the site. Do they know that there's somebody right by the sewers area, right by the boxes? They should now. Yes, they find him. That's Dash down. And through the smoke come the shots. But Immutable is just going to back away. Plant is going to go off. Easily planted spike. And it is now all down to the post-plant 2v3, all down to the last 2. The chamber will peak, only to get taken down by the mirror match, and now it is all up to Vortex. Last one standing, Singular Omen, again taken out by the mirror match, not before they took out Immutable. However, it wasn't enough, obviously. 7-4, the last round before the half. And this is basically going to be the round where everybody buys out whatever they can, because of course you're not going to be carrying any economy into the second half. So right now, expect to see as many guns as either side's economy can buy. It's going to be a full buyout, as you can see, Vandals and Phantoms overall. 7-4. The last 5 rounds have gone in the favor of Team Punish, and Blind Esports in the meanwhile are reeling from this sudden change of events. But Retnox is not going to stop fighting. That's Ion of the board. The chamber down. That is a big one as well. Ion has been doing a lot of good work for the side of Team Punished, and Team Punish will sorely miss them in this round. However, Immutable pushing up, no less, with all of these knives in hand, blinded and taken care of. Vortex will take the kill, and that is now a suddenly huge drop, with the KO now dropping as well. The bodies dropped like flies for the side of Team Punished as they pushed in towards C, and all got punished for it. But it's not over yet. Equinox and the Omen still remain alive. They are trying to get a kill here, maybe get a little bit of an opening, maybe regroup as well, and it seems like that will be the case. They are regrouping towards mid, just outside of the garage. As you can see, they want to push in, but can they? Fox, the Omen, pushing out, just a little bit of cover, making sure that one of the hallways out to A is taken care of. And oh dear me, Retnox, some would say, might have had that kill. Unfortunately, missing their shots. Equinox has to go in for the plant, but the spike is with the Omen, and there's only 21 seconds on the board. It is now or never for this. They have to go in. They have to at least fake a first plant to try and force the side of the defense to come to them, and that is exactly what's happening. The spike will in fact be planted. Equinox is going to watch this hallway, and shots fired will give away the position of the Sova. Wrench, you didn't need to do that, but now Dash taking down Fox has suddenly put things on a bit of a tumble. We have the Sova's ult coming in. Hunter's Fury, will it find one? No, half defuse is done. Vortex is really going in for it, and they might just be able to. They are! Oh my goodness, they stuck that, as they say, you know. Pros don't
Switching
fake,
sides.
and they did not in that situation. The Sova unfortunately slowed down as well in the worst possible moment on the way to getting the the diffuser player off the spike, but it wasn't to be. It's not going to be an 8-4 first half. It's in fact a 7-5, much closer than I think Team Punish would have liked it to be. But Blind Esports will not be happy with this, given that they were not too long ago 3-0 up. Now they're 5-7 down and working their way back up from the bottom.
Yes.
Teleport's ready.
Role swap has happened. 7-5, the scoreline, and we are now looking at Baba.
Yes.
Hello.
There
you are.
Back to reality. Yep.
Yeah. You are.
Okay.
Yeah, for anyone wondering what happened to Baba, just like Immutable, we saw that headshot, sending him to the Shadow Realm. That's kind of what happened to Baba. Not sure who sent him to the Shadow Realm, but he's back. He's managed to escape, and hopefully, he can anchor himself back to reality for the rest of this match.
Oh yeah, just like we see Assassin anchoring right now from mid top, and I have to say, Team Punish 7-5. And in the second half, definitely, this is going to be an amazing round to look at here. Despite some, I have to say, some disturbance being made here, right in towards the garage side, exactly where Omen is holding his ground. Same thing can be said to Sova. And leave Brand Esports. They're currently making a decision to head in towards the A side, with both of the jets being taken care of. The only thing that they need to do is to time the smokes and
30
flashes
seconds
right.
left.
Now, Ayan is currently the only one holding the A side, and since that line of sight is blocked, they only have to rely with information. Again, the recon darts won't be able to give any information, and they'll succeed with the post plant nonetheless. 5-7, and Dash, with succeeding with the spike, he still has a lot of utilities that can be able to use to succeed in this round. Pistol rounds is exactly where Team Punish needs to get advantage of their economy holds and proceed with their enormous amount of destructions. But here comes the destruction being made from Team Punish, being so detrimental, so powerful enough. But is it still enough for Assassin to deal 1 damage? There you go, that's one. Can he get a second? Ayan making so many efforts, but it's Dash in the end into the suicide to take out Ayan. We'll see Blind Esports succeed that pistol round in the second half. 6-7. They still have a lot more rounds to go.
Quite a few more rounds. Yeah, that is very true. It is 6-7, excuse me, still in favor of Team Punished, of course, but Blind Esports are once again now, just like Team Punished were not too long ago, 1 round away from equalizing, and they've just taken 2 rounds back to back. If in the situation where they win the next 2 rounds, they will have won 4 rounds in a row, going from round 12, the last round in the first half, to the first 3 rounds in the second half, and making this their own. Oh my goodness, that was a teleport right out from in front of Retnox. That chamber has been pretty spicy with their placements, but oh my goodness, this is a big spot right now. That Vortex has other shots though. Did it give away their position? Yes, it did, and they had to fall back preemptively in order to not get shot in the head through any of those wooden walls or beams that were in that vicinity. Still, a pretty slow start actually to the round. Neither side has claimed to kill yet, but wait, the spike has been planted. And me thinks it might actually be at the B bomb site. It might just be. Retnox is going to get one. That is Ayan off the board. The pistol will not find the second one, though. Equinox takes that kill instead. The refrag is there, but the plant has already happened. Assassin gets Equinox. Can they get one more? Yes, they do. 1 remains, and that is a triple for Assassin. Jenny managed to get Dash, but it was the only kill that KO could find. And with that being said, 7-7, 3 rounds in a row. Both teams are already giving it quite the fight.
Yes, indeed, Jack. Looks like Blind Esports are slowly starting to gain up their momentum here in the second half. Both the pistol round and the second half of the second round is theirs. With the bonus round coming in, I believe Retnox is the only one who has the Phantom in hand. An Assassin using the headhunters to his own potential. He if he just gets more frags, if they can somehow manage to get themselves back in the lead here, they might be able to win their first matchup here in the Milestone event. Retnox definitely not wasting any time to get control on the C side. Smokes is present, everything is there. Now it always comes down to the post plant here. How will Punish react to this? How will they proceed to take out one of their players? We still see one of the shock drones dealing a good amount of damage here to Retnox. Information yet again being given. Nox unfortunately doesn't have any utilities to go in. The push will happen nonetheless. The Jet immutable, my goodness, taken out by Assassin, long range, but Equinox is still alive, dealing so many damage from his end. They might be able to do something here. Assassin is still holding his ground. He sees two! And there he goes. Equinox for the win. And Team Punish is here to get back in the lead here, folks. 7-8. And Equinox, what a play being made from this guy.
I have to say, I loved the way that final double kill happened for Equinox. Not only did they get the Omen, they, I think, had intel on where that final agent was, behind those green boxes, right? Where the Sova was, and may or may not have also seen where the barrel, the kind of the barrel of the gun, right, that the Sova had. And just kind of a bit of intel, just enough to hazard a guess that, yeah, there's somebody behind those boxes, surely. And, well, the kill was taken as a result. Now, having a quick look at the scoreboard that we just did, plenty of kills being traded out. But mind you, the scoreboard only reflects, well, the in-game, in-match scoreboard only reflects one half of what's actually been going on. All of these support roles that are played by so many people in these rounds, they also matter a lot, as Fox is going to go in real hard and only to be shut down by range, but not before 2 kills were taken and the spike was dropped. And it's literally a 2-for-1 deal that the side of Team Punish had just now. A big push in towards the garage. Are they actually going to find the chamber before the chamber finds them? Not quite. Ayan's going to find Ret. That's a big drop right there. And Ayan's going to find Retnox. Big peek out. Equinox is very low. Excuse me. Assassin is very low on HP. And Ayan will finish them off as well. Triple kill for Ayan. And Fox with that initial double kill play. Good stuff. Team Punished actually punishing a little bit of lackluster play right now from the side of Blind Esports, who just went in. They didn't really have much of a game plan other than push C. They had the utilities, sure, they had their, cover and whatnot, but it just wasn't enough. There really was no plan. They needed to change it up. They've been going C for a majority of these first 4 attacking rounds so far, and 2 have worked, 2 haven't. They tried the B-bomb site, didn't work. Some would say you could try to fake C, go for A. It looks like they are going for A, but they're ready. Look at that. That was a little bit of a read, I think, from Team Punish that, yeah, they're going to at least try to go A, at least send one player. That player being the Jet. The Jet now lies on the floor, dead.
I mean, they even predicted that Blind Esports will go in for an eco round, and Jet, especially Retnox, he had the shotgun in hand, and of course he had to push very, aggressive towards the suicide to hopefully get 1 or 2 kills, but unfortunately that did not happen. And with the KO, taking out Retnox, and still it's an eco round, they still need to figure out a way to take out players one by one. And Assassin, if he doesn't see Ayan, who has the high ground, doesn't have any problems, no, he's just gonna wait. Maybe he's gonna use the gun. No, not the knife. The knife won't be able to be used, but Ayan will get the kill nonetheless. I mean, you don't have to, get that much of disrespect coming from him. For a moment that I thought Ayan was gonna go in for the knife, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's just, you just need to be careful, because who knows, not anything can happen. And my goodness, shot from Fox to take out Dash, and French does the same too. But he's all by himself in a 1v4 situation. Can he be able to do it? No, he does not. Equinox will come back, hold his ground, and put themselves on 7-10. Now, I have to say, the way how Team Punished is playing right now, winning most of the defensive rounds, not even letting them, execute on the site, just like we saw on, I believe it was round number 13, where we saw the side of, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I was saying Team Punished. We even saw the Rolling Thunder being used from Breach, and next thing you know, you saw the Paranoia being used from C Long, which forced the players on the side of Blind Esports to wait for a second and then head in for the execute. Despite them having control on the site, in the end, we saw, a team Punished get control of the site immediately, and when they start pushing it in towards the garage side, take out players one by one, and next thing you know, it's just their round, 7-10. And talk about the Punisher's performance here. All they need is just three round wins to get their first map, to get their first point win here, Jack. And I have to say, Punished, what a performance here being made from them.
I have to agree with you on that. As we return to the game, folks, the second timeout of the match was taken, and that is going to do it for those 1 minute timeouts that we normally see. Regardless, we are now going to be... We're now going to be going into this next round, the 18th round. 10-7 is the score line that Team Punish have put on the board for themselves. They are looking very, very strong indeed. Push down towards the sewers. Oh my goodness! What a double kill! Immutable. Maybe third? No, not quite. Couldn't quite get the third. Wrench is going to shut them down. But my god, that was a 2-tap if I've ever seen one. And that was just... oh, beautiful. The dash back and all that shit. How do you really get away from a player like that? Immutable. So good, so good. Oh my goodness. Location given away, but the Hunter's Fury will not connect on the killing blow. Wrench will have to simply suffice for something else, but Jenny, in the meanwhile, finds Assassin, and Blind Esports are just being taken apart right now, like a car in a car shop, as it were. But unfortunately, there's no repairs happening here. It is just complete demolition that the side of Team Punish is putting on the board for us. Vortex will find one, however, Jenny is going to go down. That's the KO of the board. Unfortunately, there's only one Blind Esports player left on the board as well, as the Omen Fox left to roam the map alone against three enemy players. Doesn't get the shot on... well, actually, they do get the shot. That is Vortex onto Fox. Fox off the board. And it's now a 1v2. The plant is going to go off as well. That's all the way out on C. So Vortex can actually do something here. They've got a little bit of cover. They've got a little bit of intel. Not too much intel, but some intel potential as well to know maybe where they're coming from. And this could be huge, because we see a garage side take from the remaining two defenders. Equinox and Ion are coming in. They want to know where the Omen is. They suspect them to be somewhere in sight, but the Omen, of course, is, well, kind of close towards the spawn hallway. But they're just holding it back. And look at that, Ion's going to go for it. Someone should be watching this. The shots fired will give away their position. Oh, tried to go for a utility take, but unfortunately didn't quite work. And the defuse will go off. Team Punish will still win the round. I mean, to be fair, they were 4 versus 2 and only lost bodies to a couple of unfortunate 1v1s right there that they gave away. But they still managed to take the round. They still keep the lead going 11-7 and 2 rounds away from winning the first match of the CriticalX presents the Valorant Milestone series. Almost said the wrong thing, excuse me. It's powered by Loco here in this match.
Yep. I mean, I have to say, Jack, I actually love the example where you talked about a car that has no repairs. I actually imagined that, and turns out the car actually does get repaired in the next round, but let's just hold out for that thought as we see Ion in his first fact to take out Red Knox in towards the A suicide, and they are not going to stop an inch here because they are going in for a heavy execute in towards the A side, and Ion might be able to get a huge drops here. No, he'll be able to get one, but here comes Immutable. 2 kills on his end. And just like that, we see Team Punish get themselves on match point 7-12. And as I was resuming the conversation about a car being respawned, I actually kept thinking about it, Jack. You know, like the cars, having the damage, yeah.
I have to ask, Baba. Did you say the car being despawned?
Yes, I mean, you said like
okay,
a car which has no
technically
repairs.
speaking, technically speaking, yes, the car shop does, dismantle and take apart the car to repair it. You could call that despawning from the chassis, the body of the car, I guess. It just took me off guard for a second that, someone would refer to the act of taking apart a car despawning, But hey, first time for everything. And that is the first kill for Jenny, taking down Red Knox, only to be traded by Dash instant. Ooh, there goes Dash as well, Immutable on that garage over window area. Over window, yes, that's a thing, folks. Oh dear, Vortex. I'm not sure what that positioning was. Ion will take down the Omen. The spike has been dropped. Assassin is low on HP. It's a situation that they would not want. The mirror match between the chambers goes the way of Ion, and it is all now down to Immutable. The last line of any sort of hope. Excuse me, Wrench. The last line of any sort of hope. I keep getting these names wrong. Immutable, of course, was pushing out towards Garage. Regardless, shots fired. That's going to be a scan. Position revealed. And the kill taken. Equinox finishes it off. And that is going to be it. Blind Esports, unfortunately, despite a strong start, despite boasting a good lead early, they will, in fact, be the ones to lose the match. This first match here at the Milestone Series. And, yeah, from an 0-3 all the way up to a 13-7. Yeah, I had to do a quick count right there, folks. 13-7 is the victory, the margin of victory by the side of Team Punished. Looking pretty strong, I'd say. Of course, being a former Team Row, that is. Yeah, expected nothing less from them, but a good start regardless. Blind Esports could have been better. Could have played a little bit better. I'll be fully honest, of course, right now. They were strong in moments, but those moments were too few and far between. Overall, their usage of utility, their coordination kind of seemed a little off. Maybe they hadn't quite fully awakened yet, and Team Punished really just got going faster than Blind Esports did. That could be the case. Regardless, that is it for match number 1. A very good, clean first game. And almost just about in time, actually, for the second game that we'll get to in a moment, where we're not really going all that far just yet, folks. Don't worry. Match number 1. There's a few more things to talk about, per se, but I have to first say congratulations to Team Punish for being the first team to put points on the board in the Milestone Series. Round 1, they have won their game. Blind Esports, unfortunately, will have to go into round 2 with a loss on their hands and looking for more points than they would have had to had they otherwise won this first engagement.
Yep. And most of those rounds, I have to say that it was always ended up being in a post-plan situation, though, where Blind Esports, they were looking good on defense, especially the first half. Every single round we see Blind Esports, just waiting for them to, plant in on C site and then wait for them to push. And then when you get the information, Blind Esports would just gladly get those kills time and time again. But there were some certain moments where Team Punisher, or should I say Team Punished, again, apologies. It's a Punisher is actually a character. Punish is actually the team. Yeah, as I was saying, Team Punished, they, I have to say, made quite a lot of clutches, though, from their end, especially the collateral from the chamber, and we saw the Omen clutching out that round. There was some certain moments where Blind was also in that particular situation before, like the Omen's 1v2 situation, where he had the paranoia in hand. He even had the perfect, he even had the perfect positioning, but when it comes to that shots, unfortunately, he didn't get the headshot to take out the Sova, and in the end, couldn't get to clutch out the round in the second half. But I have to say, Blind Esports, it was just unlucky in the end, Jack. I mean, every single time you saw Blind Esports, they were doing well on defense, and then suddenly on the attacker's side, things started to go in favor of Team Punish, because obviously they won the eco round. They even had the bonus round 2 on their hands, and it all just kept falling apart when they started to lose rounds one by one, when they started to lose executions on C side and A side, while Punished had 100% success rate on getting into post-plan situations. So Blind Esports, I mean, I have to say a well effort from them, but when it comes to getting picks, they really have to be careful on those certain particular moments.
That they do indeed. Regardless, victory has been achieved here by Team Punished, a 13-7 as it were, and this should now be a relatively good, first match that we have all seen, right? Now, with all that being said, match number 2 will be in play not too long from now. Fangs versus Reckoning Esports. And that, of course, we'll talk more about that in just a minute, of course. Let's talk about now the MVP of the match. And that is, there we go, Ion Q. No real surprises right there, Ion. Overall, just pretty good plays, pretty well structured as a player overall. 24-11 in the match as a whole. 3 first bloods at that. I do quite like that. Ion might not be the most the entry fragger per se, right? But they're
Yep.
there to get those first bloods whenever you need them, and a pretty good average score right there, 285. And even a little spike deploy and a spike defuse. Not to have an assist though. That's what a fragger does. They go there, get the kills. Other players are the ones who have the assists. Regardless, good stuff. Ion Q, your MVP for this first match.
I mean, Ayan not only is great at executing and getting most of his skills, but also is great at holding post-plant situations too. I mean, especially with the op in hand, Ayan, he just made some great plays, some great clutches for him in the first half. And let's not forget about the second half too, where Ayan did pick off players, one by one. And how can I forget about the KO on the side of Team Punisher? If I just get the info here, right, indeed, sorry, right quickly, it's Kawhi Jenny, the one who was playing as the KO, who just kept suppressing every single, every single agent, especially the Jet, who was about to dash in with the shorty to get the kill out, but unfortunately that did not happen because suppression knife plus the Guardian on the shot to the head, and Jet was just picked out just like that. I mean, it was not just the only moments. There was the second moment where we saw KO having that information and just immediately wall bangs it right towards that same spot, knowing exactly where his positioning was. But yeah, I mean that's just the first map done and dusted here, Jack, with Team Punished winning the first matchup against Blind Esports. They'll be able to get their first point win, but we still have two more matches to go, right, Jack? We have Fangs versus Reckoning Esports and Orgless Syndicate versus Team Sudesh. Both of these two matches will be streamed exclusively on Loco. So if you guys want to catch on in on the action of the Milestone event, make sure to head on in on the Loco stream and check it out right then and there. But for now, we're just going to take a short break and we'll be right back with match number 2.
That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone at home watching this right now, welcome back to the CriticalX presents the Valorant Milestone series, powered by Loco. Had to take a quick second right there. Myself, of course, Blackjack, my co-host Bob Gusta. We are here for all of our viewers today to host and cast the second match of the Milestone series. That is correct. We are now in the Milestone series. The level up series, the 3 months of matches have all led to this. The top 6 have been selected, and the first match has already happened. For those joining us right now, Team Punished, formerly Team Row, fought Blind Esports on the map of Haven not too long ago, and Team Punished, well, they punished Blind Esports, winning the match 13-7 after being 0-3 down in the first few rounds. It was a mini comeback of sorts. It wasn't quite a 1-7 or a 3-9 comeback, something like that. But it was still good stuff from both teams. Team Punish simply was better. Now, we're going to be moving on to the second match, whose map ban has also been finished. As you can see right here in front of you, Reckoning Esports versus Fangs. Fangs was formerly known as FS Esports during their qualifying level up series wins. So, Reckoning Esports and Fangs are going to be duking it out once again on Haven, which seems to be the new, how should I put this? You know how Rainbow Six has Oregon that's constantly picked regardless of where you go? Haven seems to be that. At least right now, we've had 2 back-to-back on Haven, and if the rest of the Milestone series sees this many Haven plays every day, then yeah, I will be safe in making that illusion. Regardless, Haven in play, and these 2 teams are going to be duking it out here. Now, Baba Gusta, how do you feel about this match as we go into the player intros?
Well, Jack, just to start it off, this is Reckoning Esports we're talking about, and my God, they have some great players from there, and especially Bad Love, who has always made a lot of name for himself, making some great plays, especially with him playing as the Chamber most of those rounds. Last time I remember with Reckoning Esports, they did made their attempt on Level Up Series 2, where they lost up against Team No Gas, which is now called as Orglis Syndicate. They couldn't get to defeat Nogas Esports on Level Up Series 2, but they did somehow, got their hands on the qualifying event on Level Up Series 3, where they went up against Team Sudesh in Grand Finals. Again, they were, however, ended up, being runner-up on Level Up Series 3. But talking about FS Esports, though, their attempts on Level Up Series 1 was really great. I mean, they went up against Team Row, which now we just saw that matchup against them. I believe it was Team Punished. Yep, they went up against Blind Esports. Team Punished, they gladly won that 13-7, I believe. And match number 2, talking about Reckoning, though, I have to say, Jack, this is going to be a great match to be looking for, especially knowing that FS Esports, they did not win the grand finals of Level Up Series 1. The same thing can be said to Reckoning Esports too, because they have lost their attempt twice. But Milestone event, anything can happen. Any huge changes can give Reckoning Esports the revenge match, as I'd like to call it, will happen, especially if they go up against either Orglis Syndicate or from Team Sudesh. So there is a lot to talk about here, Jack, and I have to say this match too will determine whether Reckoning Esports will get their first point win, or they might be able to give that point win to Fangs instead.
I mean, just in the Swiss League round robin table structure of round 2, which we'll be going to, of course, right after today. Today is round 1, a sort of setting stage, right? The teams play in mostly randomly selected matches, and they get themselves in a position in the leaderboard, get their initial points in, and that's when round 2 really starts. That's when the league half of this tournament of the Milestone series starts, and that is when, after which, of course, we go to the second half, or the business end, in quotes, of the tournament, i.e. the playoffs, of course. The top teams with the most points will go into the playoffs. The teams with the least, unfortunately, will find themselves leaving this this encounter that they will have, and there's plenty of chances for revenge matches, full revenge tours as well, because there's going to be best of threes and best of fives. The whole show is going to be here. So folks, we hope you're ready for some fantastic Valorant, because we are ready as well. We hope the players are as well. As very soon we will go into the agent select, and we will see exactly what both teams will be bringing out for us here on Haven. The map that we've already seen, but the teams, that's different, and that's what really matters. Fangs and Reckoning. And if I recall correctly, Reckoning did actually nearly have a chance of making it to Milestone in Level Up Series 2 itself. Unfortunately, they had just hit a bit of a big roadblock. They kind of lost their way, as it were, and couldn't qualify. They would have done it in Level Up Series 2, but unfortunately, it just wasn't to be for them. Level Up Series 3, they did qualify. They made it to the top 2, but they still lost the finals, of course, to Team Sudesh. And I still remember, like, I wasn't there for Level Up Series 3. Like, I wasn't casting, right? I was only watching from the sidelines. Baba and Zach were the ones casting. They did a great job, by the way, in that month. But, yeah, like, overall, the way that Reckoning handled themselves was great. And to see them go up against Team Sudesh, I think a lot of us, at least myself and my friends, we kind of expected Sudesh to be the underdogs. And they were, in a way, but then they went out and actually beat Reckoning and put themselves on the board for the top seed for the last 2 spots of the Milestone Series. My goodness, that was quite the play from Team Sudesh. Forgive any background noise that you might be hearing from my end. It's going on in the next room, right around there, exactly speaking. I know I'm pointing towards the green screen, but that is exactly where the noise is coming from. Not for you, Baba. But you just got books, man. Those books are isolating sound like beautifully, but I don't have books. It's just, like, that's it. That's all it is. Don't try that with any of her books. The whole thing's gonna fall on you. We don't want that right now. No casualties will be had here, unless, of course, I see that hand.
I mean, I thought it would open like a secret passageway so that I have my own personal downstairs storage room. But yeah, it didn't happen.
Baba, we're not in the Chamber of Secrets. Calm down. It's fine.
Yes. If only I had known the secret words like Wingardium Leviosa or yeah. I don't have those secret words though.
Neither do
And
I.
even if it does, even if it does, imagine the amount of money that I had to do to create all of that. 150,000 rupees. That's exactly the same price pool that we have on the Milestone event. I mean, it's not accurate though. I mean, obviously, I really don't think you can make your own personalized hidden passageway for 150,000 rupees. No, it just depends. But yeah, I'm just making a joke about it. I really don't think I'm gonna make a passageway. And besides, I'm on second floor. I'm not in my basement. So yeah, I know. I can just I can just see your level of silence, Jack. But oh no, did I just lose Jack? Oh, looks okay. Looks like we just lost Jack. That is okay. He's back. All right, he's back.
I
Let's.
was in the middle of doing one of those, like full body move, like turns again, to try and look at you, because you're like on my this side, right? Which is for me my right, but on screen is probably left because the image is mirrored slightly. But then like the whole thing is my entire system just froze and everything like auto refresh. I don't know, something happened in the background. Maybe a Windows update was going on. Windows is weird. But yeah, that's basically been everything that we are doing, as it were. But well, we're waiting on confirmation from the admins from when we go to the agent screen, folks. It's one of those situations, technical difficulties in the back end. We do apologize for that. We know how frustrating it is to have to wait for your favorite teams to play, especially, when you've already been waiting all day to actually get the stream started. The stream starts on time. You have a different team playing it out in the first match. That ends, you have to go through a full break, you have 5 minutes and this and that, and then you have to sit through us, blabbering away as we are wont to do as casters. But hey, that's kind of our jobs. But regardless, and then you hear that technical difficulties are starting up. I know that fans of Reckoning, fans of Fangs will be waiting on the edge, as it were. Not on the edge, but waiting patiently. And we do, thank you for your patience, for sticking around with us for as long as you have already. Already, we had the full milestone, the level up series, and now we're here in the milestone event. It's just a whole thing, folks. We do apologize once again, but still, we're just kind of waiting, seeing what the admins have to say on the back end. We're keeping an eye out on the channels that we have, back end channels. Don't worry, we're not having secret conversations about anything or stuff like that. I know now that
Anything
I've
book
said that, it
related,
makes
yeah.
us sound more suspicious, but sus. But I had to throw that in there. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what if all of these actings I made was actually real, What if I just opened it and next thing you know, just a passage which just opens up and we just have our own
Yeah.
secret conversation in the basement? I'm just still trying to figure out how does that work. I mean, like, do we have our own specialized laptops in the meeting and we just have a video call where we talk to ourselves and say, yes, this is how we talk. This is how we make plans.
When did this?
But
When
nah,
did
yeah.
this? When did this become an audition for a B movie villain lair? Like
Oh,
what are we, the Rogues
Jesus.
Gallery to what are we, the Rogues Gallery to Kite Man? What is going on over here? But regardless, yeah, that this is kind of what happens when these technical difficulties crop up, folks. We don't really have too much to say right now. All that has to be said about Fangs and Reckoning has been said. These two teams are yet to
Yep.
actually really go up against each other, at least in front of us, right? So we don't really have too much data per se to weave a story. We can sort of hype up a potential rivalry, which we sometimes do. But the thing is, even if we do that, until the game starts, it's just all hot air, right? It's just all, literally just a helium balloon waiting to be popped at any given moment. And we don't know when that poppage will happen. We're just waiting for that confirmation of the match, just like you are. And, as they say, we're the messengers here, folks. We don't really have a stake in when and where the team gets to play, as it were. We're just waiting on confirmations. When we have a little bit more data, we will let you know. Because looking at things right now, yeah, it's gonna be a little while that we have to wait before we get a confirmation on anything really. And we know that we make these jokes, as it were. It kind of feels like, caster, start the game already, but that, it's not really up to us. We're just here to entertain all of you folks, keep ourselves entertained for that matter. And once the game starts, we're here to lend our voices to it. And we're here to make sure that the moments are great and no detail is missed, or most details are not missed by our viewers at home. Hey, in the heat of the moment, catching a lot of those details in the kill feed and this and that, utility dumping and planting and defusing, it's a thing, folks. Especially given that both of us come from Rainbow Six, right? We used to be Rainbow Six casters through and through. But Valorant kind of seemed like a really big deal, so we decided, hey, why not give this a shot? And here we are, casting one of the big leagues of the region, and hoping to go even further. I didn't know this became an autobiography session, but hey, again, we just
Maybe
go
we should
off
have
on
a
these
proper
tangents.
narration, even if it was an autobiography, Jack, we should have had like an ambiance background noise, and then we just talked about our days of casting.
Yes. Where is
This is
my Christmas background.mp4? I downloaded
oh
that
my
back in
god,
2020.
no.
I don't know if I still have it. I mean, even if I do, I don't think I can rig up the green screen just yet. I got to get the chroma filter out. I got to bust out like the
Yeah,
editing software. It's a whole thing.
yeah. I mean, I still
But
remember those days where you had a Christmas background and I had a cowboy background.
oh yeah, you
For
did. We did
no
that
reason.
for.
I
We
just
did
had to
yeah.
fill that in. That's it. I just had to
We
fill in the
decided for
joke.
like yeah, it was a broadcast that the both of us were doing, and we just decided, you
Yeah.
know what, it's Christmas Eve, we want to keep it
Hmm.
festive. And what we decided to do, Baba had his green screen back then, right? What we decided to do, I gave myself a Christmas background and a little Santa hat, right here, right on top of these headphones. I've been wearing them since. And Baba, in his infinite wisdom, I still don't know why, or I don't remember why, he had a cowboy hat, right? So he decided to get a Wild West desert background. And oh,
Okay.
okay, so yeah, the mood kind of dropped. I know that all of our viewers noticed. We got some bad news, as it were. It seems like we just got, I believe we just got the go ahead to say this, so we're gonna say it now, which is to say
Hmm.
that it seems like this match between
Thanks
Fangs
and
and
reckoning, yeah.
Reckoning is gonna be forfeited. Forbidden words to say in the
Hmm.
FPS esport, in any esport for that matter. But that's what we did just here. We don't like it. Not we don't like it just as much as you do, folks. But yeah, it seems like the forfeit has in fact happened, and Reckoning is going to get a win off of this. So yeah, draw from that what you will as a conclusion. But hey, that's not a way to. That's not a good start for the second game. Regardless, folks, yeah, that's a very unfortunate end to this very short section. I laughs aside, jokes aside, just let's be serious for a minute here. Forfeits like this are very disappointing. We understand as casters as well. We were sitting here, waiting for Reckoning to play and for FSE Sports, well, Fangs actually, to come back and play as well. And Fangs, we were looking forward to because they played so well in the Level Up series. Reckoning, we've seen before, right? We've seen them play in so many streams and whatnot. Fangs, on the other hand, back when they were FSE Sports in the Level Up series, they really impressed us with their plays. But unfortunately, we will not get to see this, what otherwise would have been a fantastic game. Maybe in the round robin league structure, we'll get that match again. But until then, we'll just have to hope. And until then, we'll also have to take a little bit of a breather. But don't worry, there is a third match that we still have. And that match is between Orgless Syndicate, formerly known as No Gas Esports, and Team Sadesh, the winners of Level Up Series 3. So we'll be right back with that game. Don't go anywhere.
That's how we do it, yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. we do it, yeah. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen at home and everyone watching, welcome back to the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series powered by Loco. Here with the host Blackjack and Babagusta as we are back after a little bit of an anticlimactic second match, if you can even call it that. Excuse me, had a bit of a hiccup. But yeah, the second match, unfortunately, was forfeited. We'll get their points on the board. Let's not dwell on that because the third match is going to go live in just a short while, folks. And this third match also promises to be a good one. I mean, all of them promise to be good ones. They are the top 6 teams after all. But right now, we're going to have Orgless Syndicate, formerly known as No Gas Esports, and Team Sudesh fighting it out on, hey, look at the map. It's not Haven. It is Breeze. That is going to be here for all of us to enjoy. And this should be a fantastic, fantastic game. Babagusta, match number 3. What do we think? What do you expect out of both of these teams?
Well, to start off, Jack, it is Breeze, and we all know that today is summer. I believe, yeah, it is summer because it's the end of April. So technically, they decided why not take a breeze by getting into the map. Yes.
Yeah, the puns are, for those that initiated, Baba and I have a bit of a unspoken pun competition. Who can get off the slimiest, the filthiest puns? Well, filthy in that, they're just bad, not any other connotate. Get your mind out of the gutter. And, we just kind of tried to sneak those past each other. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of changes with the direction of the wind, as it were. And, I was gonna say I didn't think you caught on to that one, but you did. Good job. But that was a test. See, that was a test. The number of you that actually caught on to it, good work. But those who didn't, you might want to brush up on your punnage. Anyway, regardless of that, kind of had to brief all of the viewers because, a little bit of a disclaimer warning that puns will be flying all over the place. Let's be real here. It's a strong wind today, a strong northern breeze, as it were. And that was a bad one. That was just bad. Anyway, match number 3. Baba, let's get back to what we were actually talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Breeze and Team Sudesh being on attack and Orgless Syndicate, which is No Gas from Level Up Series 2, currently will be playing on defense. Now, Breeze, as we all know, it's always a long, most of the gunfights always comes from long range. So what mainly that I'm interested to see about right now is how well Sudesh can handle Team Orgless Syndicate. Last time I remember, Team Sudesh, they went up against Reckoning Esports, and just like Jack said, they were more of like an underdogs in Valorant, Level Up Series 3, and somehow they forced Reckoning Esports to get into the decider map and somehow win that map out, eventually being the victors for Level Up Series 3. But for now, we're talking about milestone event here, so talking about it and talking about them going up against No Gas Esports when they went up against Blind Esports 3-0 in a best of 5, and the map being on Breeze, I can say that we did get to see that sneak peek from No Gas Esports. They went up against Blind Esports. The third map was also on Breeze, and guess what happened?
Mm-hmm,
No Gas
mm-hmm.
Esports easily won that matchup against Blind Esports, and the same thing can be said to
Oh
them
yeah.
though. I mean, the same thing can be said to Team Sudesh, though, where we did get to see the map Breeze up against Reckoning Esports, but Reckoning Esports won map Breeze against Team Sudesh. So I could say that it is kind of favoring the side of it's kind of favoring the side of Orless Syndicate as of now. But when it comes to speculations, I could say that Orglis Syndicate can win, but this is Team Sudesh we're talking about. We've seen some huge counters, and also being them the underdogs, we've seen them defeat Reckoning Esports too. So anything can happen, but I can say that I could go in for Orglis Syndicate at this point. Jack, what do you think?
Well, since we've got predictions flying, I'm going to join you. Orgless Syndicate gets my vote simply because of the way that they have played Breeze. I don't know how much we saw of Team Sudesh on Breeze, but we do hope they'll put up a good fight as well. I mean, they certainly will. They beat Reckoning Esports after all, and we all know just how dangerous Reckoning Esports can be on a good day. So this should be a pretty good game. If anything, now that I've really taken the time to think about Team Sudesh, my I kind of want to change my who I hedge my bets on. I feel like Team Sudesha is actually taking this. Sure, it's the first match, and sure, it's late in the evening. They might take some time
Hmm.
to wake up. They might not at all in this entire match. It does tend to happen. A bad day, bad night, and that is totally fine. But I feel like Sudesh is probably going to win this. It's not going to be a breezy match. They're not going to have the easiest of games, obviously, because Orglis Syndicate will be putting up a hell of a fight. But that is what we're here for, aren't we? At the end of the day, good, good Valorant esports between both of these teams, and just overall, good matches that we love to see. And cast, we'll be going into, of course, the agent select and the game in just a quick minute here, folks. And once again, just waiting on everything to settle in, waiting on everyone to settle in, and we'll push straight through as we are intended to, as it were. Now, of course, the second match not really happening did kind of put a damper on things, but hey, that was just one instance. We'll be just fine. Match number 3, Breeze. We've put our predictions in. You guys can put your predictions in the chat as well. We'll have some of the chat mods. Keep an eye on those, as it were. And I can see that Baba's been just itching to say something for a little
Yeah,
while now. So yeah,
I'm so sorry to disturb you, Jack, because I
No,
just
no, no.
tried to check the match history of the grand finals matchup between Team Sudesh and Reckoning Esports. So they did pick on match number 4, and turns out
Mm-hmm.
Reckoning actually didn't win map Breeze. Team Sudesh did, 13-11.
Hmm.
So
Ooh, that was
what
hilarious. Okay.
speculations I have from Team Sudesh saying that Breeze is going to be a difficult matchup for Team Sudesh. Turns out my predictions was wrong all along, because it's now a 50-50, because No Gas also won Breeze. The
Hmm.
same thing can be said to Team Sudesh too. So 50-50, Jack. And I have to say, since you are going with No Gas, I mean, predictions are already locked in, so I can't change it anyways. But yeah, I was itching to say that because I kind of gave the wrong information too. So yeah,
Ah, okay, okay.
apologies for that. Yeah, I just gave some wrong
It
information. I
happens
just
to
want
the
to
best of
clarify that.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Go where the wind takes you, as it were. That's kind of the motto that both of us have in life. Anyway, folks, the wind is now going to take us straight into the match. Breeze is going to be the map of choice, and here we have the agent selection between both teams. What I'm personally expecting, of course, we're going to have a chamber. We're going to obviously have Sova, maybe a KO. Levi is hovering over that KO for the time being. And speaking of that, let us have a look at both of the rosters that are here in the lobby for us tonight. Been a while since I've done this. From the side of Orgla Syndicate, formerly known as Nogas, we've got Storm, Kazuya, Paradox, Titan, and Levi. And from the side of Team Sudesh, we've got Patrick, HVS, Braxy, Hirsch V, and Dice. A Viper being picked in, as we of course see a KO. 2 Vipers. Yeah, Breeze definitely does like having teams like having Viper on this map. We've seen that, be that agent be picked in Breeze quite a few times now for good reason. Excellent amount of map control that Viper can generate thanks to all of her abilities. And let's not forget, Viper's Pit, agent. Her ultimate ability is just really, really good for locking down post plants, locking down sites, locking down any area, lowering the amount of visuals that the enemy team can get and lowering down any information regardless of where they are. Once they go into that, Viper's Pit, things get really difficult to parse who's where, who's doing what, because you're so starved for information in there. Viper's like a really good pick in general, and whenever I play Valorant, I try to main Viper, but I've got a couple of friends who are also Viper mains. It kind of devolves into a debate into who's the better Viper main, but let's not get into that one. It's a friends on Discord thing. But yeah, that is the agent select. That's been taken care of, and we'll be jumping right in the game in a quick minute. So Baba Gusta, agent select is done. The pistol round is about to start. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it indeed, Jack. First round, match number 3. It's Team Sudesh on attack, Orgla Syndicate on defense. And this is going to be a mirror matchup here. When you have every single same ops being brought up to this 2 teams. But only one will emerge victorious, and only one will receive their positive points for their brackets, hopefully to see who will go up against them in the playoffs. But for now, it is pistol rounds, and with Patrick playing as the Viper, the smokes are going to be placed in towards A metals. Oh no, not a good start, but no worries, he can just be able to pick that up and throw it back again from A metals. Looks like Team Sudesh's main concern is to provide a lot of pressure in towards A metals instead. Opening the door, it's going to put Storm in a very difficult spot, but nonetheless, Storm sees that and actually gets 2 perfect shots. Take out one, that's the Jet taken care of from A metals, but you still have more tensions here for Orgla Syndicates to deal with, because not only they have control, they also have their spike being planted on the site. Now it's a 4v3 situation here with Team Sudesh having the upper hand. Now they just have to figure out a way to get this.
There we go. The recon bolt is going to be shot out, but it did give away some information. The Viper wall is stopping them from getting anyone on the defuse, but locations will be revealed, and so many kills are going off as a result. It's now down to a 1v2, and what?
Oh, they tried.
Okay then, Kazuya. Sheriff in hand, and they don't miss. What a clutch 1v2 through all of that mess. It was just such a messy post-plan situation. They got the half defuse done, and as you can see in the instant replay right here, just beautiful. Gets the chamber, turns around 90 degrees, no care in the world, just pow, pow, and they're both off the board. Orgla Syndicate getting by, mind you, by the skin of their teeth. They kind of had it rough for the most of the round, and unless Kazuya had pulled that off, they would have actually lost. So Team Sudesh, unfortunately, losing the plot post-plant. Before that, they looked very solid indeed. Right now, they're going to be suppressed, and so much Viper utility in front of them right now. They can't really go through this, but another suppression will go off from the KO as a Viper wall will be erected towards the tunnel. They can't quite push in from there, but they can push in from the other side. That's Paradox taken one, only to get taken down. Storm is going to find Braxy. Patrick finds one more. That is Storm off the board. Things are looking a little bit hectic inside of the site as we have a big peek from Kazuya to find one. Titan goes down. Spike has been dropped, and now it's Kazuya inside of the site facing two different angles, two different agents on two different potential peak spots. Dice is going to push in, and Levi from the other side. Kazuya gets Dice, and Levi with the Marshall is going to get the mirror match win on that KO. And that is going to be the second round. Very much trade heavy, kill heavy from both teams. And a pretty quick round of that too, as Orgless Syndicate will take it 2-0. And for those wondering why I keep seeing mirror matches, quote unquote, is just, you know, my way of saying that the agent who got the kill was facing, well, the same agent from the enemy team. Mirror as in, like, you know, they're facing themselves, so on and so forth. It's a terminology that I've borrowed. I'll explain that later. Right now, 2-0, round 3 is a go.
Paradox again with the one wall smoke, but Kazi wants to increase his aggression though, and that's gonna caught off in a very bad spot here. Hush already getting one as the other goes down as well from the Chambers side, and this time it's very forced with the Asia's side. What is it though? Paradox is still holding his ground from the B side despite getting that first frag. It's just best for him to fall back because they've lost a lot of control in towards the mid side. Now Team Sudesh, despite them having less amount of HP, all it needs is just one single bullet from the Spectre, but Hush actually sees this and he gets this kill. No, it does not. Patrick somehow manages to get a shot to the head because it's a Spectre in long range. Somehow he will survive that. Post plant once again in the B side, and definitely Patrick is not going to waste any time at all. He's going to pop out his Viper Spit to ensure victory to be in their hands. Again, the pop flash from the KO. Won't be able to deal any damage as of now, but he still has the recon dart to give them information. He's just waiting for the team to arrive at the right spot, and here comes the flank from both HVS and Dice. Will they get these kills is my main concern here. Titan, beautiful shot from the head, but it's not going to work out well. Levi also gets picked out. And in the end, we're going to see Team Sudesh cementing their round win on number 3. And also using that Viper Spit was heavily crucial too, because if we saw Orgless Syndicate win a 2v4 situation, I mean, at this point, Team Sudesh were also in their eco rounds too, so they even had the Vandals in hand. I believe that was from Levi. Levi had a Vandal in hand, so he almost had the chance to clutch out a 1v4 situation, and I'm very glad to see that Patrick decided to use his Viper Pit and definitely not wasting any time. And just like I said, Kazuya will definitely not waste his time to take out HVS.
Ooh. All right. Kazuya is kind of going all in, but never mind. Braxi and Patrick are going to take the kills back for themselves, put the body count advantage in the favor of Team Sudesh, and suddenly things are looking very, very different indeed. Marshall in hand, Levi trying to find one, but not going to be able to just yet, holding the angle as we have a stun. Titan just stunned for a second. Patrick finds one more, that storm of the board, and now it's a dire situation. Marshall's in, but it's missing so many shots. Titan will come in to save that engagement. At least Dice is off the board, but it's all down to the Sova and this KO. They don't know where Hirsch is. Hirsch will get 1 and 2. And that is going to be an attacker round again. Team Sudesh, you know, clawing their way back in. Seeing the fact that Orgla is getting a little bit too aggressive, they decide to punish them based on that, waiting for them to make mistakes. Though I have to say, the way the aggression panned out so well for the Sova. Good stuff. Kazuya really knows how to channel aggression very well, but unfortunately, as soon as Kazuya went down, the entirety of Team Sudesh fired back in full force and took the round back for themselves, and that of course allowed them to win out round number 4, equalizing it in a 2-2 situation now on the upper bridge. Ooh, Braxi, beautiful shot right there. That's gonna hurt for Titan. That's the Sova down, and I believe that Sova was just trying to get some utility off the board. HVS is gonna find Levi. That's gonna be huge. We have a recon dart, away positions, not quite. Shots fired. Chamber goes down. Patrick will take the kill. They're the one with the diffuser as well. Viper walls are going up left, right, and center. Patrick, oh dear me, never mind. Double kill from Kazuya, but they're kind of the only one remaining because the entirety of the defense has once again collapsed around them. Now, a quiet moment and a dull moment in the midst of all of that chaos. Kazuya has the Vandal, obviously, full HP as well, so they can go for a play, a couple of plays even, given the way that Kazuya is just such a great mechanically skilled player. The only issue being they have no intel. and the entirety of Team Shadesh has made a clean break all the way out to, oh dear me, that's actually a position given away,
30 seconds
which means
left.
Kazuya will have to rotate again. The plant will happen, the spike will be on the ground by the time Kazuya gets there. That's not what they're worried about. They're worried about just getting to the other site and getting the spike defuse off. They need this round to go their way if they want to preserve any momentum for themselves, but they're not going to be able to. Unfortunate. HVS with a good peek. Kazuya down, and the lead will go to Team Shadesh 3-2.
Sudesh looking very strong here in the early picks, and especially I have to commend Harsh using that null command in that previous second round, and that eventually forced Jet to not being able to use his cloudburst, and also it even made things much more difficult for Orgless Syndicate to even defend that B site. And it happened the same thing too in the previous round, because this was their eco round. So they did, however, made a decision to get most of their kills as best as possible, and made sure that Kazuya won't be able to get that clutch as best as possible. But currently, as of now, we're going to see the Viper locking the entire B side. Here comes Titan once again. Will be able to catch one. Does Patrick get called out? Yes, he does. Oh boy, not looking too good, and a beautiful read from Titan. Can he get a second though? Yes, he does. Braxy, he didn't expect it to see HPS opening up that door in a very wrong moment, and he is caught in a very tough spot. The null, oh boy, the fragment really did a number on HPS, but he will still survive nonetheless. And Kazuya being very strong with the op once again to take out Dice, but does he know there's one more player? No, he does not. HPS will glad to get that to take out Kazuya, but still. Look at that damage drop off. Look at the players. They're just starting to drop off every single time. The suppression knife will actually get some information, indicating that Titan is in yellow. But is this still enough though? Paradox again with the snake bite to deal some major damage, but it won't be able to get one kill though. Paradox, information's been given. 6 bullets. He gets the shot on Titan. No, it does not. Decay from the snake bite and the confirmation to give Titan the win, and also give Orgless Syndicate an equalizer 3-3.
It's very interesting the way that this match has actually progressed in these first 6 rounds. Very much back and forth heavy on the trades, and some really good plays being made overall. I particularly like this one from the Sova of the defense. Just as soon as the door opened out, they decided, you know what, I'm going to peek that, and they found a head to take clean off. Good stuff in general. Although there were a few bodies lost in the middle, they managed to hold down the fort. They managed to make sure that the side of Team Sudesh does not get away with a huge lead here and now, because that is what they need. They cannot afford a massive lead being given away, as we have, there we go, suppressions from the KO, Viper's orb, of course, the Venom orb, and the snake bite, all to control the site. Kazuya trying to get a shot off, will not get that. Storm will get that though, goes down in the meanwhile. There goes Paradox. Kazuya found one. Dice, but Braxy picked up Kazuya in the meanwhile. It's a 3v2. Levi will go off in the meanwhile with the ult with the KO, allowing for a little bit of play to be made here. Suppression all over the place. However, there we go. The Viper goes in, and that is one more hit. We have Levi gets one. Can they get a couple more? Suppression knife is out. Is they going to find one? Yes, it does, but oh, damage dealt. No kill confirmed off of that, mind you. A little unfortunate, but Levi's running out of time as well. They know this, and they're going to go straight in. Do they know where anyone is in this smoke? They don't, and they're going to get double-sided. Patrick will take the kill. And that is going to be, once again, Team Sudesh maintaining at least a 1-round lead, or at least getting the lead back whenever they lose it away from Orgless Syndicate, because Orgless has been pretty good at equalizing. The only unfortunate thing is they haven't been good at taking the lead for themselves. They've equalized. It's been, 2-2, then 3-3, now it's 3-4. Can they make it 4-4, and eventually 5-4?
I mean, I gotta admit though, especially from Patrick, he got to use his Viper Pit twice in the first half, and it's been so influential. And all they need to do is just keep pressuring those moments here in order to proceed to their win. And looks like Syndicate, they are not having that at all. HBS might really need to be careful in towards the mid side because he'll be met with a mirror matchup. Chamber, but he'll be forced to fall back, taking out the trademark, which means it's going to be even more problematic. No HBS! Oh boy, Titan. For a moment there I thought he had the information, but he did not. But Paradox will be even much more difficulties, but no, he still has problems. Yet again, Levi is still here for the cover. And another kill from Paradox. My goodness, what just happened? The first things I have to talk about this. What happened with the information there? What happened? We even saw Storm on D. Actually, not Storm. I believe that was from. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was from Storm from mid. I mean, for a moment there, I thought he was going to give the information regarding the Chamber's positioning, and the next thing you know, Titan was just in towards mid, thinking that the entire mid side was clear. But unfortunately, it was not. HBS was just patiently waiting for it. He did get that first kill, and then suddenly we saw players on the side of Team Sudesh gets taken out just like that. I mean, all it needs is just Paradox and Levi, who just went very aggressive on B elbow and started picking out players one by one. I believe that's the only impact round where the side of Orless Syndicate did somehow manage to get that under control, and with it they are forced to go for an eco buy here. Maybe not. Maybe it can happen, or maybe they're thinking of going for an aggressive push in A or B side. So anything can happen on this timeout, but that does not mean that Team Sudesh will only use it. I mean, even Orless Syndicate will also think of a situation here to see whether if they can figure out a way, or maybe it has to do with packet loss. Yeah, it's actually a packet loss. For a moment there, I thought they were gonna try to counter the strats that the opposition team is going to give, but in the end, it was just a packet loss issue with it, and that's the reason why they just went in for a they just went in for that. Yeah,
well, in the meanwhile, looks like there has.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack. Just go ahead.
Okay.
I talked a lot about technical issues for the past 5 minutes.
You did, yeah. You did.
Yeah, I didn't know it was technical.
Yeah, a little bit of a pause has been called, folks, as that timeout was taken, and then the pause was taken. It's a thing. Technical issues. We are the South Asian region, after all. Whatever game it is, if there aren't technical issues, you're doing it wrong. If you're in this region, I said the same thing yesterday while casting a different game with a different person, but they agreed. Hey, it's out there. We have had it gets to the point where we have had trucks running into electrical poles. All right, in the middle of matches. Timing is incredible in this region. All right, Baba knows exactly what I'm talking about. Again, it is kind of just what it is, right? Things happen, and this region has many technical issues because of, say, computers not being, all the way up to the mark, but that's down to the market being, in general, kind of weird. Electrical grids can be a little weird. Infrastructure isn't really that great. Internets can be very weird. Hey, it happened to me earlier today. It happened to Baba as well earlier today. He got sent down to the Shadow Realm. Just as it were, casually, just randomly in the middle, is like a round and a half, just Shadow Realm gone.
Yeah,
but
Shadow Realm. To be honest, at that moment, Jack, I was like, "Where am I? Why is everything not so related to Valorant? What just happened?" And next thing you know, in just 5 minutes, I just came back and realized that the match is going on. For a moment, I was like, "What just happened?" Those kinds of situations does happen, Yeah.
It gets weird. I'll tell you. I'll give you that. But yeah, it is these technical difficulties and whatnot. Don't worry, folks. We'll be right in with the game, and as soon as we can, of course, get you back and updated on the action, because this 3-3 is 4-4, I should say, is definitely looking like a spicy match. And there we go. We're going back into the game. I believe we're gonna go resume the timer in just a quick second as well. That should be why. Yep, there we go. The timer has resumed and the technical pause has been unpaused, and we are now a go for round number 8.
Round number 8, and we still have 4 more rounds in the first half to proceed. Again, some shock darts early enough from A Metal Doors to deny any aggressive pushes being made, and Titan exactly knows this. Will he expend his ability, the Owl Drone, to give him clearer clarification about this? No, he's just going to hold his angle for now. I'll just wait for SVS to make his move. When the time is right, he's going to do exactly that. Again, it's being used, and the perfect peek to take out one. It actually gets the others too, but the execution needs to happen here towards the A site, and there's a lot of people holding around here. Storm, a bit of a lost timing here as Hush gets one, but Storm gets one. Yes, he does. He actually gets the second two to take out Dice too. The third, nope, he won't be able to get that because Patrick will be there. Levi is a bit late on the flank though because he is the last man standing. It's a 1v2, but he has the element of surprise, but I don't think so because I believe Patrick and Braxy, both of them are expecting this push here. Levi sees this and actually gets one though. This is huge. If he takes out Patrick, it's going to be a huge problem. No, it does not. Patrick gets that kill too and also gives the lead for Team Sudesh here. 4-5. They still have 3 more rounds to go. And with that, we will see Dice have the Hunter's Fury. The same thing can be said to Kazir too. The only question is, will the side of Orlis Syndicate decide to go for an eco round or will they commit to a half buy? Looks like they will go in for half buy here. Levi with the Spectre, you even have Paradox with the Phantom. And Kazir will just rely on the Blade Storm instead.
Standing ahead.
All right, then. Interestingly enough as well, you know, for those keeping tabs on the history of the game, well, this match, that is, this is the first time in the entirety of the match that Team Sudesh has taken the lead. And better late than ever. 5-4, going into the 10th, 2 rounds away, well, 3 including this one, from the half, the split, and the objective rotation, the row rotation, which means things will change up very quickly. Now, this is a big peak. I'm not sure that was advisable, and that is going to be Hirsch taking one. Kazi off the board, being very aggressive down the mid towards spawn, but no, Levi following right from the back is going to get 1 and 2 of their own. They kind of really want to get into the spawn of, well, Levi does at least, but regardless of that, we're going to have now a push towards the A site. You can see they're all in here. The plant is going down. Braxy does see the chamber, takes a few shots, but gets the chamber regardless. That's 1 more down, and that's going to be Storm on the board. Big drop on that. Leaving it in a 3v3. Paradox is coming up the back, knowing full well where at least one player is. HVS is going to see that, though. Shut down Paradox. That is huge. Suppression goes out. Levi is now going to at least know that there should be a couple of players in this region, but his position gets given away, and HVS and Dice shut down the final 2 players of Orlis Syndicate. Team Sudesh pulling ahead now with the 2 rounds back-to-back, actually 3, looking at the round history, and that means they are 6-4 up. 11th round, and Team Sudesh is starting to look like they've grown used to the way Orlis Syndicate plays in this map.
Yeah, even with that half buy though, and even Levi, despite his best efforts to use the Spectre to get 2 kills from mid-bot, wasn't still enough to proceed from the A side, and Hush wants to continue this with the null command. It's going to be even much more problematic here for Syndicate's side. Braxy not wasting any time at all to get access into the side, and Kazia knows this. If he just takes out Braxy with the off, it's going to be even more problematic. Yes, it does. Kazia badly take out Braxy. They have their abilities back, and here comes Titan with a huge problematic discussion between Patrick. Taking him out once more is going to reduce the countdown numbers for Team Sudesh. That gets 1, Levi gets the other. Still needs to be careful on 2 more players. And let's not forget, HVS is going on a very huge flank on mid. If he gets that kill, but it's too late. Storm actually sees this, and Levi will be the one to get the kill as well. A quick entrance to the side with the help of null command, and even with them succeeding, the spike being planted in towards pyramids, it was too late. They had the abilities, they even had the ground to hold, and nonetheless we'll see them win 5-6, and we are here with the last round. Will we see Syndicate equalize it 6-6, or will we see Team Sudesh get themselves back up in the lead 7-5? Only time will tell in this round.
Absolutely. 6-5, and once again, 1 round away from equalizing Orlis Syndicate in this situation. Team Sudesh are Well, they've taken the lead, but it is very clear that Orglis is not about to give up. Now, that's an interesting use of the Viper's Pit, of course, using it to preemptively deny any entry into the B plant site. We've got the KO waiting in the wings for the suppression knife, and they do throw it out, and a kill will be taken. That is Storm of the board, but Kazuya took one earlier. Oh my goodness, Braxi somehow escapes, but Levi does find the mirror match onto Hirsch, and there goes Titan taking down Braxi. Things are looking very, very difficult indeed for Team Sudesh on the attack right now. Flashes, everything is going out. Levi using so much utility just to take care of Dice. Leaves Patrick, the last one standing, literally nowhere to go, on no man's land, on mid, hugging the wall, trying to find a way through to somewhere, somehow. But unfortunately for them, it does not seem like they're going to be able to anytime soon. All they can do is wait and watch and hope that they have their wits about them. Okay, yeah, they do. They will get Titan off the board. One down for sure, but there's more approaching, and that is going to be Paradox to take the kill. The Viper on Viper mirror match, and that goes to the defending team, or former defending team now, because it's 6-6. That means it is round 13 on the board, and that means the half has ended, and Orglis Syndicate are going to be attacking. Team Sudesh are going to be defending.
Everything's been reset, including the score count too. 6-6. It is equalizer in the end. The difference is it is the second half. The side's been swapped, and it is Syndicate's time to attack with the same agent and the same execute. The only difference is who will get the early peaks, who will succeed in blocking lines of sight at the right time, and also the flashes from the KO to succeed in those executes. It all comes down to that early peak, and look at that. Team Sudesh, look at that stack being made from B pillows. They're just waiting for that perfect time, but the execution will happen nonetheless, and Patrick somehow knows this. And Paradox, does he get the kill? Yes, he will get it in the end, but they forgot about the pillars. Actually, they don't, because Storm is here for the cover, takes out all three players from B pillars, and now it's just HBS all by himself. What just happened? Oh, that is actually a good peek there from HBS to take out Titan. He only has 4 bullets and needs to make that shots count. The second one too to take out Storm. There's 2 more players left. Can he get that kill? Again, not a good idea to be using that. Not a good idea to be using that teleport. And Paradox reads this. And with the classic, we'll be able to get that headshot too in the end. Beautifully done though, but in the end, the MVP of that round is going to be Storm nonetheless. 3 kills by holding B elbow all by himself. I have to say, Team Sudesh, they almost had that covered. They almost had it. But because of that trademark being placed, they instantly got that info and decided to hold their ground, succeeding their round on attack.
As things stand, you know, Orglis Syndicate, I do like the way they've brought things back once again. Taking 3 rounds back-to-back, just like Team Sudesh did not too long ago, and bringing themselves back in the lead like they were earlier in the game. Oh my goodness, Storm moving up so close to that Viper Venom wall. Absolutely unexpectedly. Is this going to be a quad? It's not. The third kill does go down, but the fourth is shut down by Hirsch, only for Hirsch to be the last player left standing. Levi finds Dice, and this is now a very, very bad situation. And Levi will get taken down, will be the one to take down Hirsch. My goodness, Orglis Syndicate went aggressive, but most importantly, Storm went aggressive. The mid was really just a distraction, and Storm using the Venom wall to their advantage, pushing up from behind. Look at that, 2 attackers were still peeking mid, and Storm nearly had a quad right there. Probably wouldn't have gotten the ace regardless given their position, but still, huge play as we move into what is going to be now the 15th round. 8-6, Orglis Syndicate starting to pull ahead slowly but surely.
I mean, I have to say, what happened to that info gain there from that previous round? How did you let Storm get those 3 kills towards the A side? There's just so many questions that I can't answer for. Here comes Brancy once again. Beautiful one tap to take out the KO. Can he take out the Titan? Yes, he does. The third and the confirmation of the spike. And I have to ask, what just happened? Like, why did it become the exact opposite? I mean, in the previous round, it was Team Sudesh making mistake, and now it's Syndicate's turn, letting Braxi get 3 kills. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I'm just
have.
kind of scratching my head right now at that play. They just,
There they are.
like, Braxy just sat there in that one position the entire round. Look at that flawless round for Team Sudesh. I'm pretty sure they didn't expect this either. I mean, no one would. Think about the way that round went, right? Once again, Orgla Syndicate decided for a mid-starting push, wanted to go into the B bomb site. Understandable. Braxy gets one. The information should have been there that there's somebody watching that archway entry. And two more players just walk into the line of sight. Just walk into Braxy's line of sight. Braxy didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to move. All they had to do was sit there and play a point-and-click adventure game. Literally. They didn't even have to do anything. They just sat there. Now this time, very aggressive from the side of the attack. Orgla Syndicate get one to go in. Levi does find one, but Kazuya goes down, and Levi is currently suppressed. And a little bit of decay from the Viper's snake bite. But look at that, Paradox. Well, Patrick actually is going to find Storm. Paradox wants to go in super close about this. Toxic Screen will go down, finds the Viper, takes her down, but HVS will take the trade instantly. Spike has been denied, and that's another kill for the defensive side. Dice finding Levi. And Titan, the last one standing in a 1v3, knows the position of HVS, but the recon bolt will give away the position. And now Titan, yep, everything's on the line, and everything is gonna go down. HVS gets the kill. Defenders winning another one. Team Sudesh, they definitely got a morale boost after that questionable play in round 15 by the side of Orglas. They have taken rounds 15 and 16. They are now 8-8 equalized. We are round 17, folks, and there is a very good chance of overtime happening on this map.
I mean, I have to say, Jack, the second half was a lot of confusing on both the teams' end. I mean, you saw Orgla Syndicate, where they went in for the attack on round number 13. We saw Storm getting those 3 kills, and they didn't had any info on A pyramids. Next thing you know, at the exact same round, we see Braxy get 3 kills in towards mid top, and I have to say that round was a bonus round for Team Stage. They had Spectres in hand. They even had, I believe, they even had Frenzies on their hands too. But knowing that Spectre is great for short and long range, going in towards B tunnels was not a good idea according to me. I mean, they even had Bulldogs from Jet's end, but it still didn't work out well in their favor. And Dice with the wall bang, can he connect? No, he doesn't. There's a lot of damage being dealt around here, so it's best for him to fall back, knowing that it is an eco round. Here comes HVES to try to provide that cover, and Dice will also manage to contain the situation in a metal doors. But it's still a lot of problems here for Syndicate's side because they're losing a lot of bodies, and Braxy is there to even increase that man count once again. Harsh, not having any problems. Again to take out Titan. A bit of a problem shots, but he'll be glad to get that kill nonetheless. Doesn't have the info on Storm though. He might be able to get that shot once again. Looking so strong with that headshots. And it's a 1v1 equalizer here. Back again. It's Storm who's making a lot of dirty works. And now Braxy is in a very tough spot. The plan will happen in towards the B set. They even have the information regarding this. But will it happen though? Will Storm succeed this clutch? And if he does, he'll be able to give Syndicate the lead that he needs. And let's not forget, they'll even have a huge economy boost from this. It's a 1v1. Braxy needs to clutch this. What's gonna happen?
Down to the 1v1. Storm in a position to take advantage of anyone coming up the archway. Slant right there, but ooh, the longer angle on the flat tunnel. Braxy will actually get that. Get a little bit of music going as well. Some cool, chill Valorant music. I say chill. They just murdered someone. But hey, the clutch will go the way of defenders. Team Sudesh will still hold on as we are now once again seeing a lead taken by the current defending team. Team Sudesh, round 17 goes to them. And I tell you what, this has been a turbulent game. Just entirely, it's been messy, it's been like scatterish, it's been, you know, clean and precise, dominant from either side. It's been everything and nothing and everything again at the same time, and it's kind of what we're here for, right? We're here for it. At least myself and Baba, we can testify to that. And like I said, this match has been a turbulent one. The winds have changed directions multiple times, and they have led the flow of this game in very, very different directions. As we have Braxy pushing out on towards the tunnel, Paddox really wants to get into that Viper pit. I say that. I was trying to say that word for so long. Ooh, good shot. HVS will find one. Kazuya is down, but the suppression does go out, which means HVS will just have to fall back. No choice on that one. Patrick and Braxy find a couple, leaving only Levi. Well, no longer. Levi's down as well. Titan is the only one remaining. Get their teammate back up, taking a lot of shots, but misses. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. And that is going to be it. Round number 18 now goes to Team Sudesh. They are pulling ahead, and this is looking very much like that map 3 against Reckoning that Sudesh played not too long ago. It was pretty close. I believe that final score was, what, a 13-10, which, yeah, in and of itself, very, very close. But we're at a 10-8 right now, and Team Sudesh, if they just go on to 13-8 from here, then yeah, I think we can definitely say that they are getting a lot better on this map. That is Breeze.
8 to 10, and they're not wasting any time at all. Syndicate wants this win so bad, but Braxy is still alive and kicking with his op 2 to take out Paddox. And even this is a split push. Things are not working too well on his favor. HVS gets the upper hand once again and falls back at the right time to proceed even more protection in towards the B side. He even has a trademark to give them information, and Storm once again with the op to take out one more. Patrick is going to go down, and with it, Harsh knows this. He'll be able to use the fragment to make sure that Storm doesn't push in towards A metals, but the execute needs to happen, and with Levi taking out HB, it's going to be even more problematic. Harsh is still alive. He actually did get one, and he's still alive on the side too. The spike being dropped, but he get picked nonetheless, and Harsh is doing so much work for their team. Storm gonna go down, and with it, it's Levi. It's back in a 1v2 situation. Can he succeed? He will get one, but Braxy arrives at the right time. Mid, running all by himself in towards the mid side to take out that final player and give Sudesh the lead that they desperately need. 8 to 11. If Braxy was too late at that mid top and couldn't get to take out KO, he would have been safe from the yellow boxes. Reconfigure back, reposition himself, and also take out Braxy. There was almost a chance for August Syndicate to get that 1v2 clutch, but that did not happen. And Braxy made sure that they will get themselves back in the lead here. 8 to 11. Anything can happen on this round.
Absolutely anything. I agree with you on that one, Baba. 11 to 8. Team Sudesh just looking so strong right now. But Ordless have fought back tooth and nail in so many rounds and so many situations. It just hasn't strung together for them for the last 5 rounds. That is the number of rounds that Ordless have lost so far. Team Sudesh have been dominant. Here's the recon dart to get one, get two. Patrick! Beautifully done. Titan does take them down, but there we go. Paddox will go down to Hirsch in the meanwhile. Levi comes around, finds Dice. That's another kill taken, but the defenders have the body count advantage. No! Levi, not aware of how many bullets they had left, and Hirsch will take 2 more. Get themselves a triple. Team Sudesh are now 12-8, winning round number 20. More so than just that, they are now match point, folks. 1 round away from winning, and they look so strong on defense here on Breeze. Orgless Syndicate all over the place. They've looked a little lost. They've looked a little scattered, especially once they started losing rounds from round 15. That round, with the huge mistake of just feeding kills to Braxy through the mid-tunnel, I think it definitely hit them far more, and the subsequent round losses have hit them a lot more than we have given it credit for. Braxy gets one, but Kazuya fires back, finding HVS. It's 4v4 at the start of the round. Oh dear me, Titan, not the position to be in. Hirsch will punish them, so will Braxy. Kazuya goes down. And now it's a 4v2, and these 2 agents are the last ones standing. Never mind. Storm will miss. Patrick takes advantage of that. It's all down to the KO. The last one standing. Levi gets one. Braxy's off the board. Suppression goes out. They know that there's another KO here, but it will not matter. Hirsch will get the kill anyway. The mirror match is won, and the match itself is won as well. 13-8, and that is the victory to Team Sudesh, folks. They will win their first match here in the first round of the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series powered by Loco. And boy, howdy, that was a really, really good game.
Yes, indeed, Jack. And all Team Sudesh had to do was to find a loophole, and they kept taking out players one by one, just like we saw in that previous 3 rounds. Braxy, man, he just did a lot of work there for Team Sudesh. But let's not forget about Orles Syndicate 2 HBS. He was also doing a lot of work from his end too. Those headshots were so good, and I mean, actually, the headshots from Storm was very good from the Headhunter. That was just kills by kills by kills. I would say Storm did a huge number on eliminating some of their economy growth in the second half. But I have to say, man, the performance being made from Hush, the beautiful timing of those suppression knife to give info, the flashes to give much more advantage in winning those gunfights. You even get to see Braxy make a lot of plays and also succeed most of his flanks and arrive at the right time to take out that final player to ensure that none of those clutches will succeed for Syndicate's side. And Team Sudesh, my God, I have to say, what a performance from them from their end.
Absolutely beautifully done from Team Sudesh. Again, it was one of those matches, right, where the beginning looked very different from the way the match ended up going, right? Excuse me right there, as I pulled up the wrong window by accident. I meant to pull up the notes window that we have here, but I ended up pulling a different thing altogether. College projects and whatnot, folks, they leave you very disoriented. Anyone going through college right now will be able to relate to that. Anyway, the fact of the matter being that for quite a bit of the first half, we had Orgla Syndicate, they had the lead. They lost the lead, but it was in equals, right? They took the lead back,
Yep.
lost again, took the lead back, lost again. It was only in, round 9 that we saw Team Sudesh take their first lead. They pulled ahead by 2 rounds, and then Orgla Syndicate brought it back. They pulled ahead by 3 rounds. And after that, it was Team Sudesh all the way. Speaking of which, let us have a look at the MVP of this match, folks. And that is going to be Braxy. Understandably so. They have done some really, really good work in this entire game so far. Excuse me right there. And they are looking relatively strong, I'd say. I need to see a little bit more from them before we actually commentate on how we kind of want to see them play and perform so far and so forth. But 4 First Bloods, pretty good on the entry. An average combat score of 271. Not quite as much as our other MVP from earlier in the day, but pretty good regardless. 74 on the economy, 21-12, the KDR, so to speak. Pretty good. Nearly 2 KDR. I think 3 kills away from a 2 KDR. 1 assist, no deploys of the spike, but 1 defuse as well. So Braxy through and through a fragger from the profile that we can see right in front of us. But hey, sometimes you really want your fraggers to just perform and outperform everybody in the game, right? That's the role of the fragger. Gets you kills. The support is there to make sure the fragger gets their kills. The flex rolls, of course, when the fragger's going off on their own, the flex rolls also, they kind of hang back, let the fraggers do their work. It's kind of how the team composition goes. And we will, of course, be sure to highlight support players as well. Don't get us wrong. We love our fraggers, right? And we love whenever they do the work because they're the ones doing the most flashy things. They're the ones getting the kills that everyone wants to see. But in competitive FPSs, like, of course, Valorant, like Rainbow Six Siege, teamwork is essential. And support players go a long way in making sure that the fraggers actually get to do what they need to do, especially in the mid to late rounds when an execute towards site or say a site retake by the defenders, whatever you have, right, needs to be done. And support players, a big shout out to all the support players, not only in these 16s, but in general. Support mains, you have our hearts, because without you, well, the fraggers really wouldn't be getting as far as they do and getting as much screen time as they do. So, let's keep our eyes on everybody, and let's keep our eyes on more matches that will be happening tomorrow, because this, I believe, was the end of round 1. Like we said, this was just to get the points on the table, the so to speak, how should I say this? The teams with their foot through the door. Right now, they've entered truly into the competition. They've got a preliminary set of points and data to work with. They kind of know how the other teams play because of the streams and because of each other facing off against each other. And now they will truly prepare for round 2, the Swiss League round robin segment of this tournament, which will be extremely fun. Let me tell you that, folks. It's going to be so fun. I cannot stress that enough, and we are here for it. So, I believe that is all the matches as well. Again, big apologies for big apologies for match number 2. I know that a lot of you are looking forward to Reckoning, but it didn't happen. Kind of really can't do much about that. First match that we had, just to recap real quick before we end off. The first match that we had, Team Punished versus Blind Esports. Punished was the ones to win that 13-7. Blind Esports looked good, but again, they looked good in patches, and those patches were too few and far between. Just like how Orgless Syndicate looked good, looked strong early, but didn't string enough of those performances together to get a win. Team Sudesh with the sort of a comeback, I guess you could say, winning it out 13-8. Pretty good scores overall, I'd say. Pretty good start to the Milestone series. I think we can expect a few OTs in the coming days. So with all that being said, Baba Gusta, your closing thoughts before we sign off.
Well, closing thoughts, I just have to say congratulations to the team who just got their positive points. Starting off with the Team Punished winning up against Blind Esports, Fangs winning against, sorry, not Fangs, Reckoning Esports winning against Fangs, and last but not the least, Team Sudesh getting their positive points. I believe we will still have that info tomorrow itself. But these 3 matches are just the taste of what we're going to expect in the Milestone event. Yes, of course, it's just the first matchups, but it's the best of 3s and the best of 5 matchups that gives us more tension, more momentum, more determination from these teams to be the best of the best in this region. So I am, just like Jack said, I'm just intrigued, I'm just curious, and also very excited to see what these teams have up in their stores. They're not eliminated just yet. It's just a taste of what these players can do in the first rounds of these of the first round of this event, and we still have 2 more rounds to go to finalize and put ourselves in the round robin brackets, where we have the lower brackets and the hub and the upper brackets too. So very excited, and it's just going to be a very heated moment, that is for sure, Jack.